Hi everybody, welcome in today. Today we're going to go over the 2024 garden seed haul. In other words, what I ordered a whole bunch of seeds this year, and we're going to grow as many as we can. And with that being said, let's jump right into it. We ordered from two different places this year. We ordered from Johnny Seed Company, which is supposed to be one of the high-end seed companies. And then we ordered from M.I. Gardener, which I watch a lot of his YouTube videos, and I didn't realize he had such a selection in seeds. So, and his seeds are really affordable. So we only ended up ordering 4 packages from the Johnny Seeds, and we ended up ordering like close to 30 different packages of seeds from the M.I. Gardener because, well, let's just say I'm on a lower budget. So anyway, first thing we'll go to is from Johnny Seeds, the Martha Washington. Now, the Martha Washington is most of the, I surely believe, or I think that 99% of the seeds that I grow this year, the tomatoes, are all going to be indeterminate. And if you don't know the difference between indeterminate and determinate, well, indeterminate will, it'll just keep branching off. In other words, it'll keep branching off, and it will grow until the first frost kills it. Now, determinate, it's more of a bush variety, so it's gonna grow to a certain set size, say maybe 3-4 foot tall, and it's gonna put off all of its fruit at once. And then once it's done putting the fruit off, then it's pretty much, you may get 1 or 2 fruits after that, but it's more of a bush type where you get most of your tomatoes all at one time, and indeterminate will keep putting off and just keep growing and keep growing. And if you don't prune it back, it can grow as tall as 8, 9, 10 feet. So, but I usually grow the indeterminate. I prune them back. I keep them pruned, keep them cleaned up where it continually produce tomatoes throughout the year. Now, with my indeterminate or my determinate tomatoes, I usually those I do like the Romas and stuff. I usually do those for when I do salsa, because I want all the tomatoes to produce at one time where I can do my salsa at one time, where I don't have to try to, save some in the refrigerator for a little while and wait till the next group. And so it's easier for me to use those as my tomatoes that I use for salsa. Anyway, to go back to this, these are Martha Washingtons. These are Peak Heirloom Tomato, and they should grow somewhere between 8 and 12 ounce or so. So it's supposed to be a really good tomato. The second one we have here, this one is going to be the Cayman. Now this one here, the reason I picked this one here is it's fairly disease resistant. There's like 6 different diseases that you usually get with some tomatoes, and with these here you don't get it's grown to protect against most diseases, so it's a real disease resistant tomato. So the next thing we're going to go to, which is my favorite, is the sister to the Martha Washington, and that is Strawberry Fields. Now, Strawberry Fields is of course, it's an indeterminate tomato as well. And this one here will also, the disease resistance against nematodes and late blight. So it's tolerant to blossom end rot and will do a little less cracking. So I'm hoping with this one here, because I don't know if any of y'all that grow on a regular basis, you get some plants that produce that blossom end rot, where it starts out great and then it looks like the bottom starts to rot out. That's blossom end rot. And this one here, the Strawberry Fields, is supposed to be resistant to the blossom end rot. And the last thing that we got with Johnny Seed Company, and this one's going to be the Magic Bullet. Now, I don't remember ordering this one, and I'll put a picture on the screen here. They call them grape size, but they're bigger than a cherry tomato, but they're a little smaller than what a Roma tomato is. So I'm not exactly sure why I ordered these. Maybe I thought they were cool looking. I don't know. But anyway, I ordered those, and that's only 4 that I ordered from the Johnny Seeds, because just those 4 packages there, and all of them have about 20-25 seeds in them, is like $15 for, which isn't too bad. It's still not too bad, but for the same price, for $20 and free shipping, because these didn't come with free shipping. The MI Gardener, 90% of his seed packages are $2 a pack, and you get anywhere from 25 seeds to, I mean, you know, some of them we have, like the lettuce that we're going over. There's 1,000 seeds in there. 1,000 seeds? That's a lot of lettuce. So anyway, we're gonna go over what we got from the MI Gardener, and let's see which one we gonna start with. A red romaine lettuce. Oh, my bad. You can't see that, can you? There we go. Red romaine lettuce. Like I said, 1,000 seeds, $2. I love red romaine lettuce. The next one is for around here. This is the slow bolt lettuce. And the slow bolt lettuce is, like it says, it's supposed to bolt a little bit less. So I don't know, when you grow lettuce, a lot of times when you start getting into the warmer months, it'll want to put off, you know, seed, start getting bitter, and it's really a cool season crop. So anyway, this one here is one that I'm really looking forward to growing. I've never grown it before, but it looks amazing. It is called the Black Spanish Radish. Now, the Black Spanish Radish, I mean, this is grown all the way back as early as the 16th century. And it's got a peppery and rich flavor. Thrives in cool temperatures. So I'm really excited about that. I'll let you know how it goes. Next thing is, of course, the giant noble spinach. Everybody loves spinach. It's the same thing. It's a cool weather crop. Really excited about that. And a lot of these we've never grown before. And the reason I'm growing a lot of stuff that you can't get around here, in North Texas, you can get your celebrities, your early girls, you know, your beefsteaks, your Better Boys, Cherokee Purples, you know, you can get all that stuff at your local gardening centers. But I want to grow stuff that you know, like the Martha Washingtons. How many down in this North Texas region, you just don't see Martha Washingtons, right? I mean, I want to grow stuff and try new flavors and see what it's like. So this one here I'm really excited about, and it is the black cherry tomato. Look at that. Doesn't that look awesome? I don't know if you can see that. Sorry for the camera. But yeah, look at that. The black cherry tomato. That right there looks like it's I don't know. Let's look and see what it says on the black cherry tomato. It's supposed to be average about 1 ounce, is several pounds per plant, and the lack of acid makes their shelf life lower, but they're worth having around for their unique flavor for salads and eaten fresh in the garden. I mean, doesn't that sound amazing? Okay, another thing we're gonna try, and this one here is kind of an exotic type, but look at that, the green zebra tomato. Doesn't that look amazing? If nothing else, I'd just grow it for the cool look on it. I mean, I don't know exactly. So, I mean, these are fairly new to the gardening industry, because, I mean, the first released in 1986, so they haven't been around forever, but it's supposed to be a sweet, rich, and tangy flavor to it. So, really, really excited about that. So, I mean, how many of those do you see at your local Home Depot or Atwoods or anything like that? That's something you don't see. And I'm pretty sure this one here, kind of excited about it as well, and it is Mr. Stripey tomato. Now, Mr. Stripey is also an indeterminate. Like I said, most of these are indeterminate because that's what I like to grow. These right here can grow all the way up to almost 2 pounds. A 2-pound tomato. Now these are like a beefsteak, so they're high in sugar and low in acidity. So great sandwich slicers, and I don't know, I'm excited. I love growing just real huge tomatoes, especially when they have great flavor. Next thing we're gonna is the Manitoba. Does anybody? I believe that's how you pronounce that. If I'm wrong, you can leave me a nasty comment in the comment section. But the Manitoba, this is a Canadian heirloom, and it grows really well in the northern climates, and it's cold tolerant. Now, it's not particularly cold around here all the time, although the last couple of days it hadn't got above 30 here in North Texas. So anyway, and we always have that late cool weather, you know, all the way into April, when our last average frost date is supposed to be March 31st, but here in North Texas, we all know that's a lie. So it's always somewhere around the Easter spell. You hear all the old timers say, oh yeah, we always had that Easter spell. So anytime after Easter. Now this one here is one of the 1 or 2% that is a determinate tomato. So this one is the bush type variety where it's going to put off all of its fruit at one time. So, but it's supposed to have a tangy, acidic flavor, and good for canning and sauces. So I'm going to try to use some of this with my canning. Next thing we got is the rose tomato. Doesn't that look awesome? I mean, the rose tomato. I'm really excited about that. If you can tell, I'm really excited about growing all this stuff. So now the rose tomato. Now this is a heirloom from an Amos, Pennsylvania. It's got that pink rose colored, rich, sweet flavor, balance between sweet and acidic. Now these are only going to grow up to about 10 to 16 ounces, and I don't know, I'm kind of excited to see what that tastes like. Next one we got is Mountain Princess. Now I'm going to put some pictures of these where you can get a little bit better view of these than just through the seed packet. But anyway, let's move on. The Mountain Princess. Let's see if we can get that a little straighter there for you. Well, that's not very straight, is it? I think my camera turned on me. Anyway, The mountain, let's look and see what we got on the mountain princess tomato. The mountain princess, now this is one of the other ones that is a determinate, and they only get up to about 4 ounces, but they got that nice deep red color to them. So they're also cold hardiness. So if you'll notice, some of the determinate ones that I've got, they do have that cold, tolerant. So like I said, I'm just trying a few different ones here. And last with this seed haul here is going to be the fireworks tomato. The fireworks tomato is going to be, I believe it is, yes, it's an indeterminate as well. These are juicy early tomatoes, so they mature in like 75 days. It's got that nice classic red look to it. So really excited about those. And that is the first group of seeds. Now, bear with me because I do have more. All right. Now, these aren't all tomatoes here. I mean, we can't just grow tomatoes in a garden. I mean, although myself, I love tomatoes. I love tomatoes, and I'll grow just about anything in any variety of tomato. So, this here is what we call a red noodle bean. Now, look at that one there. Isn't that cool? The red noodle bean. All right, now these right here are these things can grow all the way up to 2 or 3 feet long. Now I know most people think, hey, you grow anything that long, it's going to get bitter. It's going to, it's going to be tough. But these here can grow 2 or 3 feet long. That's what it says here, and it's a pole bean. So in other words, it's not like a bush bean like some of your bush beans that grow 2 or 3 foot. You don't have to like trellis them or anything. You just let them kind of grow wild. These here, they're going to grow up a trellis. I'm going to kind of grow them in with my cucumbers. I don't know if you've seen last year. Probably didn't, since it's my first YouTube channel on this. But some of my Facebook friends seen some of the garden tours last year where we've got the big arch and we grow our cucumbers over an arch where they hang and they grow straight. And I'll show you later on a later video on how we set those up. But these are supposed to be a real nice, pretty bean, and I think it would look really, really cool. So, and as far as cucumbers, these are the Ashley cucumbers. Now, the Ashley cucumbers, I didn't grow these last year, but they're supposed to be very disease resistant. They're very disease resistant and heat tolerant and less susceptible to powdery mildew. Now, I've grown several of them. I've grown several cucumbers in the past, and you get that powdery mildew and stuff, makes them bitter. It's hard to deal with it, and they're nasty, hard to grow. Heat tolerant, where they start, producing less as the heat. I mean, shoot, in July it can be 110 degrees down here. And hopefully these will produce a little more. Now, I did do very well with my cucumbers last year, but not exactly sure how we're going to do this year. We got pretty lucky last year. So next thing we got is the homemade pickling cucumbers. Excuse me. The homemade pickling cucumbers, I make a lot of pickles every year, and we're going to try to do some of these homemade pickled cucumbers from the Oh My Gardener. And it's got the nice thin skin on them. You can use them for eating or slicing, but these right here are supposed to be some good. They got really good reviews on these, so 4-star, 5-star reviews on them. So kind of excited about them. And the last cucumber we're going to grow this year is going to be the tender greens. Now these right here, The tender greens, these are the ones that I'll use for like salads and stuff like that. I'm trying to look and see if I got any information on them. These should reach about 4 or 5 inches. You can harvest them when they reach 4 or 5 inches for pickling, so you can actually pickle these, or they can get all the way up to 12 inches and perfect slicers without being having that bitter taste to them. And once again, these, out of 5 or 6 reviews, all of them have 5 stars on them. So, and as far as peppers, we are going to grow some peppers this year. And this one here, I think the coral bell, I don't know if anybody is like me, but I love bell peppers. I love bell peppers. They're one of my favorite peppers. I'm kind of a wimp when it comes to really, really hot stuff, but I do have to grow some hot for my salsa. But these peppers, let's see if we can get some background on them. These are the coral bell peppers. And these peppers, they have thick walls, a great source of antioxidants. These are disease resistant and supposed to be really high yielding. So I don't know if anybody has ever grown bell peppers, but usually when I grow bell peppers, I'll get 4 or 5 bell peppers off of one plant, and then they just kind of dwindle out. I don't know, maybe it's something I'm doing. Maybe it's something you can leave in the comments and let me know, maybe if you've had success growing them. But these coral bell, I love different flavors. The different styles of bell peppers. Of course, I'm going to grow the actual green bells and red bells and stuff. But this one here, I'm really excited about. Look at that. The purple beauty bell pepper. A purple bell pepper. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want a purple bell pepper in their garden? Yes, I'm excited about that. The purple bell pepper. Let's see if we can get some info on this one. This one here is supposed to be sweet, crisp, and colorful addition to any dish. I mean, wow. That looks fun. And of course, we're gonna grow some ghost peppers. I don't like ghost peppers. I will not eat ghost peppers unless it's cooked inside my salsa. But this variety here has got some really good reviews. We'll see. And as far as this goes, these are going to have to be going, we have to start them pretty quick. Because if I'm not mistaken, these are, 8 to 10 weeks before the last frost. So we got to jump on this. We'll make a video on it. And I don't know, last year I grew these. And red Malabar spinach. Now these are heat resistant type spinach. These are supposed to thrive in the heat. So in other words, this is supposed to be like most of your spinach will bolt once the temperatures get mid 80s and sustain mid 80 during the day. Your spinach will bolt, start putting seed. Now this is the red Malabar spinach. It should grow, this thing can grow up to 20 feet tall. And I've got some places where I'm going to trellis it up and grow it along the fence over here. And last year it grew fairly well. I didn't get to do anything with it because I think I planted it a little bit too late. So this year we're going to try to get it out a little bit sooner. And of course, everybody knows we are growing the Cherokee Purple. This Cherokee Purple is my all-time favorite tomato so far. And if anybody knows me, knows that I have, every year, I always have Cherokee Purples growing in my garden. Absolute love the flavor. The flavor is amazing. But I'm hoping some of these new varieties will change my mind on whether or not to change from the Cherokee Purple. Next thing we got of course, no garden is a garden unless you have the red Roma tomatoes. And I did get 2 packages of the red Roma because 90% of the salsa that I make are made with red Roma with added, some of these other tomatoes. But for the most part, my red Romas, I do believe red Roma is a determinate. Let me double check. I don't want to make anything false accusation here, but I'm pretty sure these are determinate. Yes, they are. Why second guess myself? But they make great pasta, spaghetti sauce, salads. I've got a friend of mine that makes she makes awesome pizza. Awesome. But she uses a lot of this salsa to make her pizza sauce. Great. Hopefully we'll have her and her husband on maybe this sometime in one of a future episode. And maybe we can get her to reveal some of her secrets on that pasta or that pizza sauce. Next thing we got, look at that. These are called chocolate striped tomatoes. Now these may taste like trash. I have no idea. The only reason I bought these is because I love the look of them. I mean, those look so cool. I mean, if nothing else, I'll just grow them as a flower. So, anyway, it's supposed to be a rich, sweet, earthy fruits. Now, the earthy kind of throws me off because, I don't want to bite into a tomato that tastes like I'm biting into a dirt clod or something, So, we'll see. Hopefully these, I'm kind of excited to see what those are. Now then, like I said, I love growing those big, huge beefsteaks. So here we go. Mr. Abe Lincoln. Abe Lincoln. Now, these right here, I've never grown them. I've seen people grow them, and I've tasted them. They're really good. But the Abe Lincoln tomato is supposed to be a nice beefsteak. So, these things have been being grown since the 1920s. So they got great flavor, produce all season long. They are an indeterminate. And these are supposed to be pretty good with, making tomato sauce, soup, pasta, or homemade ketchup. So with those, we may end up putting some of these in with our aromas and testing out and trying some of our salsa. All right, well, you've been with me this long. The last one here is kind of a new one that I would like to kind of grow. This is also a grape type tomato, and it is called the Ukraine Purples. Now, I'm hoping that these things taste a little bit like the Cherokee Purples. I mean, I don't know if they will or not, but that's the hope. So these are the plum shape, supposed to be rich in color or flavor. They only grow to about 6 ounces. So I'm guessing they may be a little bit about the size of a Roma. I don't know. But these are supposed to be meaty and crack resistant. So we might actually try to make, if it puts off enough, we might actually try to make some salsa out of nothing but Cherokee Purple mixed with these. So anyway, I'd like to thank you for sticking with me today. And this is kind of some of the stuff. I'm going to grow quite a few of these. I'll have several plants. And we have a little farmer's market up here in our little town. And I'll probably go up and try to get rid of some of these if anybody around is kind of interested in some of the plants when we grow them. But we'll see. Like always, keep growing.